Good morning, good morning. It's a Friday. It's a holiday here in Singapore, so enjoy your long weekend. Welcome to today's episode of Morning Wealth. Three things that we will talk about: jobless claims data from the US, earnings from Tata Consultancy and Walgreens, and some FX news. Wall Street had a mixed session on Thursday, with Dow falling sharply, but Nasdaq eked out a gain to book a new high as investors assessed mounting coronavirus cases and hospitalizations in multiple US states against mixed corporate and economic data. On the COVID front, WHO warned that the pandemic is accelerating around the globe, while the health advisor Dr. Anthony Fauci also warned that the situation in the US remains grave. Jobless claims were better than expected, rising about 1.31 million versus the 1.4 million that we saw in the prior week. However, the new shutdowns announced across the nation, these numbers could deteriorate in the coming weeks, and even when they stabilize, firms won't be rushing to hire anytime soon. Yet, the main reason why stocks have not collapsed is the prospect of another coronavirus relief package and a second round of stimulus checks. Another package is seen vital for the Trump administration, as key parts of their economic stimulus plan expires at the end of this month. 10-year yields were down about 5 basis points to trade below 0.62%. Oil dipped below $40 a barrel. Gold retreated as well from the highs that we saw yesterday. Asian equity futures are pointing to a lower open. On the equity side, earnings roundup. Tata Consultancy's first quarter income of 70.1 billion rupees or 935 million missed expectations. Revenue also lagged. Walgreens is cutting about 4,000 jobs, suspended its share buyback plan, and gave an adjusted EPS forecast of the year that fell short of expectations. Shares fell about 7.7%. For a first in the financial space, Wells Fargo is preparing to cut thousands of jobs starting later this year, potentially setting a bleak precedent for an industry that has been resisting mass layoffs. Sony invested about 250 million in Epic Games. A new value wasn't disclosed for the privately held company which is behind the popular video game Fortnite. Bloomberg reported last month that Epic was close to securing a funding at a valuation of about 17 billion. BP paid 1 billion to Reliance Industries to take a 49% stake in the latest fuel retail business, Reliance BB Mobility, which aims to grow Reliance fuel stations network to as many as 5,500 over 5 years from more than 1,400 currently. Wirecard got expressions of interest from 18 parties for its banking business. Is likely to be sold with other subsidiaries that control important parts of the insolvent German company's payments technology. Some of the world's biggest pharmaceutical companies, including Pfizer, Merck, Lilly and Glaxo, are creating a 1 billion fund aimed at developing new antibiotics. The fund will invest in smaller companies, with one of its goals being to bring 2 or 4 new antibiotics to patients by 2030. Moving on to Forex, the dollar rose against every G10 pair except for the yen. With only US producer prices scheduled for release today, Friday could be another sleepy day for currencies. Bigger moves are likely next week when we have the ECB, Chinese second quarter GDP, US retail sales, and Empire and Philadelphia's Fed surveys which will be scheduled for release. Sterling extended its gains for the 5th day in a row, but retreated after the UK government announced a major stimulus package that included a reduction in VAT for the travel industry and a cut in the tax on home purchases. The best performing currency continues to be the New Zealand dollar. Unlike Australia, they're not dealing with a second wave. Data has been better as well, with business confidence improving and global dairy prices rising. That's your update. Stay safe and healthy, everyone. Have a lovely weekend and speak soon.